and this is very, very, very important for every single American to understand. The reason these people are freaking out and the reason they're saying Trump's going to put me in a camp or they're going to kill us or whatever they say, because that's what they would do to you. That is what they would do to you if they have control over you. So before you go thinking that these people who say this crazy are your friend and you want to unite with them, you better remember what they were willing to do when they had the power. I'm all for everybody of common sense unifying. I'm all for Democrats, Republicans, centrists, everybody getting together. But these elite tyrants at the top that have been talking this crazy, they have to be held accountable because it's not going to stop. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, today we have Andy and DJ cruise the internet, and that's what we're going to do. Let's just get right into it, okay? We got a big show. Don't forget to share the show. We're still dealing with censorship, traffic throttling, shadow bans, all the stuff. Can't wait for these guys to take care of this business. We'll get right into that. But I need you to share the show, all right, guys? So don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Nothing, dude. What's up? Big day, huh?
We're still free.
We are free. We're not in jail. I don't have to be trans yet. Feeling pretty good about it.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Shit.
Wow, you thought I was lying. I already had my outfits picked out, brother. I was working on my dick tuck.
Emily, what size are these shorts?
I went and got me a special fucking duct tape and everything, man. Look, before we get into this, I just want to say this. For 4.5 years, we've been doing this show. And the reason that I did this show, a lot of you guys know me for Real AF. You don't know me before that. I had a show called the MFCEO Project, and it was the #1 entrepreneur podcast in the world. Did that show for 5 years. In 2019, I recognized that a lot of weird things were happening, and I made the decision to transition to talking about what was going on in the world and business, not just business and entrepreneurship. And the reason I did that was because I recognized, being an entrepreneur for my whole life and building some significant companies, that we can only be successful if we have fertile soil to be successful. At some point, the American dream ceases to exist because the math in the soil doesn't allow it to grow. And under communist/progressive economic conditions, like the ones that Kamala wanted to put into place openly, you guys would have been screwed, okay? So the last 4.5 years, and I'm not saying it would be impossible. I'm just saying it would be a lot harder than what it was for me. And I don't want that, because our country is built on entrepreneurship. Our country is formed and crafted, and the culture is created from entrepreneurs, how we treat each other, how we do things in our businesses, how we handle our culture in our businesses. People take those things home, and that becomes the culture in our community. And if we don't have entrepreneurs setting the culture, that means we rely on the media and the government to set the culture. And so for the last 4.5 years, I've worked, and DJ has worked, and our team has worked very, very, very hard to put on a show that helped shine a light on some of the changes that needed to be made and some of the things that were going on that prevented the growth of business. And that's why I've combined Q&AF and business content with cultural content and current event content, because the current event content is the soil, and then there's the entrepreneur, business, kick-ass, and life content, which is the application of skill. You need both to be successful. And we got to a point in culture where America and Americans and entrepreneurs were so busy focusing on building their businesses that we took the eye off the ball of the soil, all right, for a long time. And over the last 4 years, I've been trying to bring awareness to you guys to understand that as entrepreneurs, as successful people, as hungry people, we have to look at both. We have to keep our eye on civics, on what's going on in our country, and we have to go out and execute. And so I've tried to provide that both at at the same time. And the reason I bring that up is because now we're in a position where I feel like we've taken a pretty big step. I do not think Donald Trump is perfect. I do not think Donald Trump is going to fix every problem. I think he will make the soil more fertile. And that leads us to where we are now, which is we are the youth, we are the young entrepreneurs, we are the next generation of leaders, and we are going to have to work very, very, very hard over the next 4 years to become as successful, as fit, as intelligent, as independent as possible so that a communist type government can never take control of us ever again. And so this is very important for you to understand. We have society and culture and current events, which DJ and I are going to continue to do. Okay. However, I am going to be opening up the MFCEO project again. And I'll have some very pertinent news to that very soon. Within the next 30 days, we will have that open. Okay. When that opens up, we will practice our skills. We will learn our skills. We will dedicate the skills over there. And then here on CTI, we will talk about what's going on in the world. So I want to let you know, I haven't launched the MFCEO. I've waited 2 years to launch it because I wanted to get to a point where I was confident that we had made a step forward in protecting our environment so that we could grow what we need to grow. But now we're in a position where we have to fucking grow it. We have to live the standard. We have to realize that personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion that we need, and that we as individuals, if we want society to be better, we have to be better. The government can only do so much and should only do so much. The rest of it is on our backs. We have to carry that load, especially you young men. All right. So now is the time where we are going to start looking into how to do it. Here's the skills. Here's the how you're going to become successful. And we're going to work really hard on that. And then also continue what we've been doing here. So I just want to bring this up. It's an obligation. Just like it was an obligation for you all to vote, just like it's an obligation for you all to speak up, just like it's an obligation for you all to stand up, just like it's an obligation for all of you to live a high standard so that other people see what a high standard looks like and they join you and we shift culture. I think if anything, yesterday or the day before when you're hearing this was an evidence of the culture shift that's been coming. All right. But just because this man got elected does not mean that you can go to sleep. It doesn't mean you can go back to playing video games and being a fat fuck. It means that we have to get super engaged. We have to get super serious about becoming the best that we can be. And we have to execute so that what just happened can never happen again. I am very, 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 very proud of you guys for your commitment over the last 4.5 years. To see where we have come, to see what has happened in the last 4 years, I have no doubt that a big part of what happened in this election has to do with you guys. And I'm just very fucking proud of you. I'm very proud to be a part of this group. I'm very proud that you guys are the people that you are and that you're committed to being the best. You're committed to doing what's right. You're committed for living the standard, and just reminding you that now is the time where we have to go as hard as possible towards that. So Before we get into anything, I just want to say that up front. Okay. We got the MFCEO project coming now. We're going to dedicate hard time to getting better tactically, but we're also going to keep an eye on what's going on in the world. And I don't know. That could have came out better, but the truth of the matter is I'm just super grateful, dude. I'm just super grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you guys who support the show, who support us, who wear the Bison gear, who go in the store and, support our companies. Guys, you're making a fucking difference. And we're going to continue to do so. We're going to continue to drive hard. And I think in the next 4 years, we're going to be a fucking force to be reckoned with. Okay. Nobody at a bare minimum is going to come in and make us dependent on them. It's not going to happen ever fucking again. We're going to restore the American dream. We're going to restore the American work ethic, and we're going to make winning fucking cool again. Okay. So that's what we're going to do.
Buckle up, buttercups. Yeah. I fucking love it, man. Yeah. Well, we do have a lot to cover today, man. So, so let's go ahead and dive into our headlines then. Guys, you can check out all of these headlines, these articles, pictures, links, videos. Go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there. Let's get to our first headline, man. First big thing. Donald Trump elected as next president of the United States. We'll let that sink in for 2 seconds. Yeah. Wild. And so as of the time of this recording, Donald Trump's at 292 electoral college votes to Kamala Harris's 226. Now, there are a couple of states that are still have votes coming in. They're still processing votes, I should say. We'll get into that a little bit later because there's definitely some interesting shit happening with that. But yeah. Now, allegedly, the left is fucking frantic right now. Okay, there's a lot of interesting things happening. The Harris world, as they're calling it, they're starting this blame game going on. They're mad at Harris for picking Harry Walls or Tampon Tim. They're saying that like he's the reason they didn't win.
No, he's not the reason they didn't win.
No,
there's lots of reasons. We'll get into them.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other reasons why they didn't win. But yeah, they're blaming it on Tampon Tim, saying that Harris's pick for vice president, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, may have not been the right choice to carry the blue wall states against the Trump-Vance ticket. Now, again, at this time of recording, allegedly, Harris has conceded. This is from a senior aide inside the Kamala Harris campaign tells Fox News that Vice President has called Donald Trump to congratulate him on winning the race. During the call, Harris discussed the importance of peaceful transfer of power and serving as a president who represents all Americans, the aide said. And she's supposed to be making some public comments here in a little bit. But it's interesting. Let's go through what some of the famous celebrities are feeling and saying, because again, there's massive meltdowns happening, and I fucking love it. We'll go to Cardi B first. Kamala Harris surrogate Cardi B melts down over Trump victory. This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes.
Okay,
I feel like it's. I don't know. Let's listen to this.
Who the fuck is that?
That's Cardi B with a filter.
She got a face filter
like
on?
a Snapchat filter type thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why do they do that?
What, the filters?
So that people can't see how ugly they are with all their shit on?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're not.
Nope.
When they're not doted upon by their peasant servants.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, exactly.
She ain't take her mono dose. Let's check this clip out.
This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, next time say it in English.
I think that might have been like a little slip up from the devious thing. Because, I mean, we talked about the hurricanes.
First of all, bro, if there's hurricanes happening on purpose, she don't know shit about it.
You don't think so?
Fuck no. This is a 60 IQ moron that was placed in fucking power who used to drug men and steal their jewelry.
That's real.
She was a prostitute. She was a drug addict. Like, cool. They picked her off the street because she's so ghetto and they made her into a star. In case you guys haven't figured this out yet, they make these people into stars. They're not, they're so talented. You know how many people there are that are more talented than her? Fucking all of them.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's not, she doesn't know about no hurricanes. She's just talking some dumb shit.
They got to have people with no morals.
People that are willing to sell their integrity for anything.
Yeah.
They're willing to say anything. They're willing to do anything. As long as they get famous and get some money, they do whatever they want. That's the whole point of the Diddy and the Epstein blackmail circles.
That's the prerequisite to being chosen.
Absolutely.
You can't give a shit about.
And if you're somebody who's addicted to drugs, drugging men when you're, a prostitute and stealing their shit and like all these things that allegedly, she is or has been, and someone comes to you and they say, hey, if you do this, we'll do this for you. You're going to say yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, let's go to mainstream media here quickly because they're also having some meltdowns. They're starting to turn in on each other. We'll go to MSNBC first. Simone Sanders, she slams Democrats for the stab fest that was the Biden coup. This one was interesting. So she's actually a former President Biden spokesperson. Simone Sanders is. She kind of went off on Democrats. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Yes. But I do have an indictment of some of the strategy. And again, the people that said Joe Biden was the problem. Where's my camera?
He was not the solution. He was not the solution.
I will just note that it is probably not the best idea that Democrats orchestrated a very public stab fest, a proverbial stabbing in the front of the sitting president of the United States of America, and then didn't use him in his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania. I will defer to Mr. Lemire.
So we shouldn't have went with the first black woman, Asian?
Yeah. I mean, look, dude.
So it was a coup?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's so much weird shit.
You know what I think is funny?
What? Her shirt?
Yeah. What is that, fucking Charlie Brown? The fuck is that?
The fucking black Caillou, bro.
I think lots of stuff's funny. But see, I'm trying not to just go off until it's my turn to talk because I have so much to say.
Okay.
So I'll let you just keep going.
All right, we got some more. Let's stick with MSNBC. You got Joe Scarborough. Did you hear what he had to say?
Bro, this guy looks like a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like Dilbert.
Dilbert, yeah. Yep, I could see that.
And his little beady eyes. And dude, he goes home and gets pegged. You know what I'm saying? That's his wife, that blonde lady that sits next to him on the show.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And he's always on there, just saying all this super low T, weak ass beta male shit. And he gets home, he's like, put it in my butt.
I can smell the estrogen out of his mouth.
I can. You can. Look at him, dude. He looks like a cartoon character they made out of fucking clay.
Hey, well,
and
listen.
put him on TV.
Apparently,
I think he's a clone or some sort of he's a Terminator. That's what he is.
Well, apparently it's my fault that Trump won. So my fault. And
black men are
Mexicans
racist and misogynist is what I heard.
That's what it is. That's why Trump won. So let's listen to what he had to say.
I just say, Rev, really quickly, too. Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest. And they need to say, yes, there's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men. Right. It's misogyny from black men, things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States. You know, the Democratic Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot of
with other Hispanics. You got some that don't like each other. And some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're absolutely right.
Oh, man. The racism is coming out.
Nah, it's you motherfuckers, bro. It ain't me no more. It's fucking you guys.
We're the problem.
Yep, of course, bro.
And the solution.
See?
I love it.
Everybody knew you were always the problem, bro.
I love it. Yeah. Because the racism is really starting to come out from these people.
Bro, no shit.
It's fucking perfect.
It's the brown people.
And they hate each other.
Bro, first of all, this guy's such a dumbass. Look, you just got your ass whooped. Nobody cares about mainstream media anymore. No. If anything was proven at all, it's that everybody knows that mainstream media is fake. They know that these people are delusional. They're pushing propaganda. They don't trust Hollywood. They don't trust the music industry. People have figured it out. You talking heads on mainstream media are fucking done. We are the media now, motherfuckers, not you, okay? All the people out here who have audiences and built communities based around telling the truth and them trusting the hosts of these shows because they don't lie and they don't propagate and they don't fucking try to manipulate, okay? You guys are done. Now it's our time.
We are the captain now.
That's correct. So go home, get yourself some lube, get that pegging going on like I know you love, and, go cry. Yeah. Lay in the fetal position in the fucking shower. I don't
take
give
it
a shit.
Yeah, don't take it easy on him tonight.
Yeah.
He's going to need it. Bro, the meltdowns will just keep coming in. Let's go check out some of the top supporters, the top voice pieces.
I also love how they try to blame it on Walls. Okay, this was bad before Walls. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
When you picked Walls, we were just like, oh, all right, well, they're trying to sink it on purpose. Right. Like, you got this dude who's, I don't even know how old he is, but he comes running out like he just starred in fucking Twinkle Toes, the Broadway show, waving around his limp wrist and talking about, how he's a football coach, but he's going to run a pick six. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a liar. He looks like he's got a super fucked up hard drive. I'll just leave it at that. And like, you guys could have picked literally anybody that would have been better than either of those two. And maybe that woman on the show there on MSNBC is correct, and that they shouldn't have just cooed Biden out, and they should have thought about this a little bit more. Maybe if they held a new primary, they would have come up with a decent candidate that wouldn't have underperformed where Biden was. And by the way, where are those 17 million votes that were missing from 2020 to 2024? We had the highest turnout ever, but 17 million votes are missing. So let's get back to investigating that, because what damage was caused over the last 4 years? How much suffering was caused? How many lives lost? How many cities burned? How many businesses closed? How many hardships created? How many people killed? Okay, because of this insane, fraudulent election that happened in 2020. And where would we be if that hadn't have happened? Okay, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, in 2024, let's all move ahead and this and that. No, I'm with the people with that. Like my neighbor who's a Democrat, cool, bro. We're all good. I don't have a problem with those people. I don't have a problem with my neighbor and my brothers and my sisters that are American citizens. But I do have a problem with these communist elite fucks at the top who have victimized our culture, our people, and destroyed our country in their own best interest. And that needs to be dealt with harsh accountability, period. Okay? Because a lot of damage has been done. This isn't like, I know everybody feels good and everybody's excited. And by the way, Trump's not in the office yet. Okay? So I just like to put that in your brain too.
Yeah. We got a little bit more of that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just like watching these meltdowns happen. Harry Sisson, Harry Sisson. I really thought better of America. I thought we wouldn't elect a criminal, sexual abuser, fraudster, and bully to be president. I was wrong. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you sorry about that? All that money you took for saying all the shit that you said? Now you look like a dumbass forever, bro. You picked the wrong side. I came on here when he first started this, and I said, when this all unfolds, you're going to regret doing that. So you sold your soul. Now you're going to be labeled who you've built
idiot
forever.
Yep.
Forever, dude. You got on there and you ran and screamed about all this shit about Republicans. You don't know a fucking thing about reality, dude. And you're 21 years old, where the fuck you are. You don't barely even know where your dick is.
Even if he was 31, I don't think
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Like, bro, this kid has gone on the internet, insulted everybody with no life experience for the last 3-4 years. And now, like, your brand is done, dude. It's done. Because all of that woke shit that you propagated for and postured yourself for is dead. People are done. Calling people misogynist, no one cares. Calling them racist, no one cares. Calling them anti-Semitic, no one cares. Calling them all those terms have been exhausted through overuse. I'm not saying there's not relevant people who are misogynistic or who are racist or who are anti-Semitic. But because you guys called everybody Nazis and Hitler and anti-Semitic and racist and misogynist and all these transphobe, all these things for so long, they don't mean anything anymore. Yeah. So now you guys created an environment that's going to be free reign, which honestly, bro, it should have been the whole time anyway, because free speech means that people can say stupid shit and be judged accordingly for saying it. So if someone does say some truly racist shit, the community will hold that person accountable. If someone does say some truly misogynistic shit or anti-Semitic shit or whatever you don't like, the world will adjust accordingly to that free speech.
Right.
Okay. But now it can't do that because they've exhausted all those terms and the meaning. So now we're going to deal with a period where those people have no voice, no say, and the real victims of these things are not going to be recognized because no one's going to believe them.
That's the dangers of it, man.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And so the woke shit is over. Yeah. It's fucking over. The fake victimhood shit, the I'm a victim because I'm a this and this and this. I'm an indigenous, black, brown, South Asian, Hawaiian, Italian American. That shit's over, dude. We're going back to being Americans. Yeah, you could either be an American with everybody, or you get the fuck out. Mm-hmm. That's where we're going to get to. And by the way,
people are deleting their accounts.
Hold on. That? Do you not remember me saying this 4 years ago that the pendulum was going to swing back? I told you motherfuckers it was swinging back when it first started to swing back. And I said, you're going to want to make adjustments and what you're talking about and what you present yourself as and how you present your company. And here we are. Now all the pro-American companies are cleaning everybody's clock. Mm-hmm. And you guys who were too afraid to speak up, you're behind the ball. Just exactly like I said.
Yeah, man. It's funny, too, because, like, a lot of these people, too, like, like, to your point, like, leave. But a lot of these people, I'm going to drink Drano if Trump gets they're deleting their accounts now. They're shutting down their fucking accounts.
Yeah, that's because they don't want to get trolled because, bro, the way they treated people was not cool.
Yeah, like this guy, David Hogg, this is the bad place.
Okay, well, leave.
Leave.
No one asked you to be in the public eye, bro.
Leave.
You're a kid who had to go through a terrible event, who then took on a cause you know nothing about because you think it qualified you, because you witnessed this event. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate someone wanting to do that, but you went way off the rails, bro, and you became this crazy fucking turd, and you insisted they're going to go be buddies.
Yep. Watching porn doesn't make you a porn star, bro.
No shit.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. No shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, this journalist, democracy died in darkness. Like, dude, they're melting down. Well,
dude, why do you think they're melting down?
Because they know they're gonna get held accountable.
No, that's not why. I'm very concerned about Trump actually doing the things he says he's going to do in terms of holding people accountable. There are crimes against humanity have been committed. We can go on and on and on and on and on. The reason these people are freaking out, the reason they're throwing tantrums, the reason that, and this is very, very, very important for every single American to understand. The reason these people are freaking out and the reason they're saying Trump's going to put me in a camp or they're going to kill us or whatever they say, because that's what they would do to you. That is what they would do to you if they have control over you. That is a fucking fact. So the reason that they're so scared is because they know what they would be okay with happening to you. So before you go thinking that these people who say this crazy shit are your friend and you want to unite with them, you better remember what they were willing to do when they had the power.
That's real, man.
I'm all for everybody of common sense unifying. I'm all for Democrats, Republicans, centrists, everybody getting together. But these elite tyrants at the top that have been talking this crazy shit, they have to be held accountable because it's not going to fucking stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see some more meltdowns here. This time from unfamous people.
Yeah.
Let's check this first one out.
Sorry. No. Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Yeah. We're sick of you guys. We're sick of people like this. Am I wrong in saying that? Are you not tired?
I'm so sick of it.
No,
man.
We're all tired of this crazy shit.
That's what I'm happy about, though. Like, I'm glad that the pendulum is like it's past that point where like Shut
This
the
is
fuck
a grown adult acting like this.
Spazzing out.
Yeah,
man.
posting on the internet, dude.
Yeah, she's not the only one. There's other ones. Look, let's check in on Mr. Simp here.
Just voted, and I chose family. Let's end this reign of terror now. I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you. We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on. I love all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
That's not real.
Oh, this is real.
No.
It's real. So is this one.
Anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's happening. And how hard we're all fighting for rights.
What are you fighting for?
Taken away from people. I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the pain of this situation and then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from around the world supporting us and cheering us on. I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. It's like I can feel the pain and the fear from every single person.
Bro, these people are fake victims. There's nothing that fucking hurt her. She's not hurt.
There's nothing that's going to hurt her.
This is attention. These are little children that need attention.
Mm-hmm.
This is no one's hurting you. No one touched you. No one abused you. There's no law that took away your rights. None of that shit is true. These people are on the internet trying to get attention and play professional victim. And it's super entertaining because no one cares anymore.
No. Now check this one out. That's a good song, actually.
Bro, and here's the other thing about all these. You guys didn't understand that you're the fucking tiny minority in this country. You with your little tattoos all over your fucking face and, your 500 piercings and your weird ass shit and you're all
the hair dye.
You're blue and you're pink and your fucking glasses and all this shit that you guys do. You're the minority. You're not the fucking majority. And when you're the minority, and by the way, I don't care about any of that shit. You go do I just pointing out the facts. You all look the same. And that's a whole nother topic. I'm an individual. Then why do you all look the same?
Y'all binaries.
Yeah. So, but the point is here, dude,
side note,
is that when you're the minority and you're being tolerated and you can't recognize that, the majority is getting tired of your shit, it's probably a good idea to stop jamming it down everybody's throat. It's probably a good idea to quit calling everybody fucking Nazis and Hitler and all these names when you're the minority. And you're not even the minority by a little bit. You're the minority by a fucking lot. Okay? So.
Yeah, it's not like 50 to 51-49.
Bro, I don't understand. Like, how do you go around the world being like this and look around and not notice that, like, it's you?
Just you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's weird, man. I got one more here for you. Check this guy out.
Oh, man.
This was on a live stream as they announced it. Check this out.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off. Fuck. God damn it.
That guy's got bigger problems than Trump. Like his belly and his fucking titties.
Yeah, man.
Nice titties, Tommy. Tommy titties.
Jeez, man. Jeez.
Bro, how, why do you even care, dude? You're going to be dead in a year. You know what I'm saying? Why are you so mad? This guy's about to have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah. Dude, it's so, yeah, it's wild. I love to see it. I'm like, yes. Because I can feel it coming.
Yeah, see, it doesn't really do much for me. Like, I think these people are embarrassment to themselves, to America, to the communities. I don't think they're good people for the most part. I think there's a lot of common sense Democrats that probably voted for Kamala, which are really good people. But these people like that are psychotic about it and have been abusing people and harassing people and calling people's names and going up on their porch and stealing their signs and calling them fucking Hitler and getting in their face and spitting in their faces and all this shit. Bro, fuck those people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I'm sorry.
No, I get it, man.
Like it's been 15 years, guys. Like it's been 15 years we've been dealing with this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we cannot allow them to continue to act and behave this way in civilized society. They've been and you guys know I'm telling the truth. Like you might be, oh, well, I can't believe he's not saying a nicer message. Well, no, I'm all about uniting. I'm all about uniting with people with common sense and all that shit. I'm all about, normal political rhetoric. Yeah, okay, you said some things, I said some things. But these people that have been harassing people and getting people fired and fucking up their companies and their jobs and their careers and screaming and throwing tantrums and confronting people in restaurants and bro, I got nothing for you, man. You get what you get. Don't act like a fucking asshole. And I don't think anybody should forget these people because, bro, these are the same people, if given an opportunity to get in power again, will crush you with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, something here is important, Andy, and I'm glad you actually brought this up. Last little piece on this first headlines here. Is that,
and if I was fucking Trump, I'd sue Harry Sisson for this comment that he made.
Yeah, because it's complete slander.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sexual abuser, fraudster. None of those things have been proven.
None of them. Yeah, take all that money Kamala just gave him.
Bro,
that's what I would do.
I'd sue the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny because you brought this up, Andy, because I think it's important too. Not forgetting all of these people, and thankfully the left is actually helping us remember who those people are. You go to Politico, and Trump promised to get revenge. Here are his targets. And it's a very nice long list and has all the reasons why. And I just think it's great. Let's dive into this list here quickly. They say first up is Joe Biden. Okay. And they say all of these people is based on Trump's own words. Okay. So Joe Biden, Trump has called Biden corrupt. He reposted a truth message that said he should be arrested for treason. So,
yeah, I think that was my clip.
Well, yeah, it was actually.
Yeah,
it was.
I think that was my clip they're talking about, where I said he should be arrested for treason.
It is your
yeah.
He retweet. He shared that on Truth. Yeah. So you got that. Apparently, he's going after Kamala Harris again. She because of her actions at the border. Barry's up in there on this alleged list of revenge. Where he accused Obama of treason back in 2020 because he spied on his fucking campaign in 2016.
It's true.
That's what they're giving us, the actual fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a very interesting article here, man. Hillary Clinton, he's on there. She should be locked up. Nancy Pelosi because
hold on. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back.
Barry? Who you want?
Go back to Biden.
Okay,
Biden. I think Biden probably, I'm just going to give my take on all these people as we go. Biden probably voted for Trump.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so did Jill.
Mm-hmm.
I heard today that Joe Biden is like walking around the White House all smiles and shit, super happy.
No shit.
Yeah, from our buddy.
Yeah, no shit.
So I don't think that Biden, I don't think Biden's going to get away with the things that he's done, because what he's done is completely deconstructed the country intentionally for profit, which is going to be easily tracked and traced now. So there's that. Look, it all depends on what Trump wants to do, dude, and what these people do. Motherfucker, like, you guys should be holding these people accountable. I'm sorry. I'm not. These people, this is communism. We have to remember this. They push until the limit's about to break, and then they back up. And right now they're backing up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they're like, fuck, we couldn't have done the election fraud, which I'm still surprised. I still think
we got some stuff in there.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris?
Yeah, well, I mean, look what they did. Look, like what they've done, dude, with the border is the biggest crime ever.
It's an invasion in this country.
It's the biggest crime that's ever happened in the United States.
So, I mean, and Trump said at a Pennsylvania rally that she, quote, should be impeached and prosecuted for her role in permitting what he termed as an invasion of the U.S. by undocumented immigrants. Barry?
2020, Trump accused Obama of treason for what Trump describes as the FBI's surveillance of his 2016 presidential campaign over its ties to Russia. Yeah, that's proven.
Yeah, he
him and Hillary.
Greenlit.
Hillary, which is the next person on this list, Hillary literally came up with the Steele dossier. They pumped it out in coordination with the media for 8 fucking years and divided this country, telling you and all these people that are like freaking out today. You know why they're freaking out? Because the media's told them all this shit that isn't true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Hillary made up the Steele dossier. They talked about it for 8 years in coordination with the media. They impeached Trump over it. Turns out she made it up. Okay? That's treason. All of these people are guilty of fucking treason, dude.
All of them, man. Pelosi.
Yeah.
I mean, the J6 shit alone, all of the insider trading bullshit she's been doing, she's committed treason to this country.
All of them.
You know, he's got Letitia James in there. That's who they got on this list for her political prosecution of Trump. She's up on there. Even the justice, the judge, Arthur Engoron.
Yeah, remember his fucking smiley face?
Yeah.
He thought he's going to get away with everything.
That fucking creep, man. Former FBI Director James Comey's on the list. Apparently, Hunter Biden and the rest of the Biden family. I mean, dude, this is a long list Politico released out with some names that even I forgot. Peter Strzok. He was the FBI special agent who showed after some text messages got leaked that he was politically motivated. And calling Trump an idiot, saying that there's no way they're going to let him get in office, things like that.
Which they didn't.
Yeah.
They
also have the 51 intelligence agents, intelligence officials. Like, bro, they're telling us everybody. Like, yeah, I'm reading this. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's because they know it.
They know it. Members of the
J6
what
this is,
committee.
dude? You know what this is? This is them telling on the people who did it to avoid accountability to get tied in with it. Who wrote this?
Politico.
Yeah.
You want the name of the...
Politico's trying to throw them all under the bus so that they don't get wrapped up in it themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful, man.
Yep. That's what's going on with that. They're throwing these motherfuckers out there saying this is what he allegedly did when we all know that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was funny because yesterday and the day before and the day before that, nobody did any of this.
Mm-mm.
Now, the day after the election, Politico's saying, oh, this is what they did. That's insane, dude.
It's wild shit, man.
Yeah.
Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's go cruise some of these. Got a couple for you here, Andy. This first comment comes from @rookie and vintage grade 6641. She says, I heard the first 30 seconds, paused the video, drove to my poll station with my broken hand and voted, and then came back home to finish your video. Trump
That's right.
2024.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say this. I want to say this. I should have said this at the beginning of the show. I'm very fucking proud of you guys, especially you young people who are under 30. I got literally thousands of messages from you guys, tags from you guys, 24 hours the entire day of you voting, of you calling out shit that you saw, of you making sure that you were standing in line. I can't tell you how proud I am of the listeners of this show for activating and getting out and making shit happen. I have no doubt, and we may never get the credit for it, but I have no doubt that we had a massive impact on what just happened, okay? And a special thank you to all of you who believed that their vote might be stolen or that it might not count, but decided to vote anyway because it makes a difference. And now you can see why. Mm-hmm. Okay. So thank you guys for doing that. You know, the Trump campaign or whoever may never recognize what you guys did as a collective, but I believe that you've pivoted the course of history. I believe our listeners on this show have pivoted the course of history. We get millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of audio downloads, and we do okay on YouTube. YouTube's still new for us, but we are an audio-based show. There is millions of you guys that listen to this show. You guys made an impact, and I'm very, very, very proud of all of you.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for doing that.
That's real shit, man.
Yeah.
Let's check another one. This is from at Khalil the Beast. He says, I was the only black man in line voting for Trump this morning. The crazy looks was hilarious, but F them. I'm doing it for all of us. The old black ladies looked like they wanted to talk to me about going back to slavery if I did this. Bro, I seen some clips. She's like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow a slave. I'm like, well, I mean, financially, we're kind of like, we're still there,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's everybody.
We're all slaves still, you know?
Well, bro, you know, good on you for doing what you knew would be right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Khalil.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, too. I know personally, and I know a few of these people in the black community who were the silent Trump voters.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, there's a shit ton of
Yeah.
them. So, like, I mean, because again, like, bro, you get fucking slammed. Like, because that old school, you know, hardcore Dems, bro, in the black community, bro, they're vicious.
Yeah.
They're vicious. And so, like, I know
it's
in
not
the polls.
it's not just in the black community. Look, it's in every community.
Yeah.
You don't
want to be outcasted.
No, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, but I mean, the election results seem to be showing like there was a massive turnout.
Yeah, of course. It's cool to be for Trump now.
Yeah.
It's cool. The culture changed, just like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you know all this crazy shit's over, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, media doesn't matter. The news doesn't matter. Who pumps this shit into our culture? Them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if they don't matter and Hollywood doesn't matter, they can't pump this politically correct bullshit into our society anymore and have anybody believe it. People know left from right. People know right from wrong. They fucking know.
Yep.
Okay? We're not gonna keep falling for all the divisive lingo and the identity politics. You know, when Scarborough was on the clip a minute ago, he was talking about, you know, the Democrats have everybody in these little groups. Yeah, no shit. That's what you guys do. You tell everybody that everybody hates everybody, which they don't, and then get everybody to fucking think that you're the solution. You're not the solution. We're the solution. Us looking at each other as Americans and saying, that's my brother, that's my sister. Oh, yeah, that's a black guy. Cool. We're still together. We're Americans. Oh, that's an Asian person. Cool. We're still Americans. That's what the fuck America is, dude. America is not this identity politic nonsense where, you know, black people think this, white people think this, gay people think this. Bro, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to make some money. We don't want the government to bother us. We don't want people to bother us. We want to have our rights and have our freedoms to do what we want, and we want to be let the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people want.
That's all we want, man.
And they don't want to pay all their money to the government, and they don't want their kids being sexually indoctrinated in school. Like, you guys took it way too far, dude, and people are done. And not only is it done for now, it's done forever. It ain't coming back.
Yeah.
How are you going to bring this back? How are they going to bring the woke shit back? You can't bring it back.
No. This let's check one more comment out. This last comment comes from at Magala Tahada, maybe 3932. She says, thank you, Andy. 4 years ago, I discovered your podcast while doing 75 Hard. Not long after I voted for Joe Biden, my second time voting Democrat. Your platform gave me the perspective to vote Republican this election. I chose to listen to both sides and not just go along with the narrative. I prioritize common sense over voting with my emotions.
That's how decisions are made. Tell me a decision. First of all, that's amazing.
It's fucking awesome,
okay?
man.
Second of all, tell me a decision that you've made in your life that was a good decision that you've made when you were emotional. Tell me one.
Mm-hmm.
Every bad decision that you've made in your life has been made when you were in a high emotional state or you were under the influence of alcohol or drugs. That is the high likelihood for people's bad decisions. Decisions, especially about your life, especially about your career, especially about the country, should be made with logic and thought and thinking and not emotion because, dude, that's how this game is played against us. We all have good hearts. We all want the best for people. And people have figured out how to make things sound really virtuous that aren't. And I've gotten a lot of comments like this over the last couple of days. And I just appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for thinking, for not being so grounded in what you believe or think you believe that you can't be open to criticism or be coachable. And honestly, it says a lot about people and their ability to succeed because, you know, now once you've been able to come to terms that, you know, you may not be correct in your thinking, that opens up the ability for you to understand that in all areas of your life and make progress. And so it's really cool to see You know, and I'm proud of people, man.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
All of you guys are super awesome, man. We appreciate
Yeah.
you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, man. Thank you guys for being real ass fans. But with that being said, man, let's get back to these headlines. Headline number 2. Got to talk about what's happening right now as it stands. So at this time, Kamala Mamala, she is about to address the nation. She's on stage right there. But there's some interesting stuff that's happening across the country still that I would like to shed some light to. So right now, the time that's recording a couple of hours ago, they had to evacuate the Georgia state capitol over a gas leak. Some weird stuff's happening there. The Georgia state capitol was evacuated just a day after the election for a gas leak. Construction crews struck a main gas line on Piedmont Avenue and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in downtown Atlanta on Wednesday morning, forcing the state capitol to evacuate its staff, according to the Atlanta Journal. Now, there's other stuff that's still happening. So we got a couple of states that's still out there that are not at 100% certainty. There's still some votes coming in. And we're going to focus in. I would like to focus in on Philadelphia just for a little bit. Trump's claims of massive cheating in Philadelphia rejected by officials. I love how they just shut this shit down so quickly. This happened yesterday. So this was a truth that Trump put out. So there's a lot of talk about massive cheating in Philadelphia, law enforcement coming. All right. Now it's something I want to show you guys something. If we go to Pennsylvania or go to Pennsylvania, they are not at 100% in. Okay. Currently they're at about 98% of the votes are in. There is 138,000 votes that they're still expecting to come in. Okay. Now, the difference between like in the lead of Trump versus Kamala is 133.
Yeah.
Okay. So like,
yeah, this is what they did in 2020, dude. Except all 138,000 would come in for Biden.
Now, with that being said, okay, and of course, like, you know, the mainstream media, they're running these fact check campaigns, and you know they're talking about all crazy shit. But don't believe what your eyes are telling you, right? Because like, you know, CNN and MSNBC themselves admitted that there was going to be thousands of fucking ballots that are going to be dumped after the polls close.
Yeah, they were running the same timeline, something happened.
Bro.
Because they were saying the same stuff that they said in 2020, and then all of a sudden, they called it. Something happened.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, check this clip out from last night.
I have just learned from a source close to the counting process that the next batch, the second batch of mail ballots that will be loaded and posted, scheduled to at 11:55 p.m., that will be tens of thousands of ballots. They're still working through it, so narrowing that number down any further, not possible at this time. We'll continue working with it, but it will be tens of thousands of mail ballots that will be posted at 11:55, just before midnight.
You know, and there's still some issues. I mean, even going back to this fact check article, you know, like, bro, there were non-citizens that voted in this election.
Yeah.
And again, I love to give this guy his credit because I think he does personally a great job. James O'Keefe, man, he does some really solid work. He had a bunch of poll workers that had like undercover cameras on and shit all across the fucking country, hundreds of them. You know, in his attempt to try to, you know, make sure this election was secure. But he found this out in Philadelphia specifically, that there was these allegations that came out that, you know, they're letting non-citizens, they're encouraging them to vote. Right now, again, fact check, you know, people, they're going to say, oh, well, you know, it's just allegations. There's no evidence. Like this nonprofit SEBA, who's accused, they were set up right across the street from a fucking ballot location, right? And they don't want you guys to believe their eyes when this man is literally going up to these people, asking them questions or sending undercover people, and they're literally telling him, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. So it's like, you know, did people vote or not? Like, I mean, you can't believe your fucking eyes, man. There's shit going on with some of the machines still, that delayed a lot of stuff. You know, so like Pennsylvania really concerns me, Philadelphia specifically. because they're saying that, you know, the difference between, again, it's 133,000 votes is the separation. There's still 138 that are out. That's enough of a margin to fucking flip that.
No, it's not, because it would have to be 100% her.
Well, that's what they're saying in a lot of these ballots, that they were exactly that, all her. A lot of these.
That is what they did in 2020.
It's what they did in 2020, man. So it's like, I mean,
you know what I think? I watched the whole thing, top to bottom. I watched all the channels. I watched everything. I get the feeling that they had I watched MSNBC and CNN and Fox on MSM. I get the feeling that they planned to do a similar operation in 2020, but then there was so much people watching that they couldn't fucking do it. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
I also think that it's very important for people to remember Donald Trump is not inaugurated. Okay? He's not in office. And I personally have told you guys I didn't believe they're going to let him in office.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
So just because he won the quote unquote election, there's a long list of things to go. And I'll tell you what sets off my spidey senses about all of this is that they are all acting fairly reasonable. And it's for one of two reasons. One, they are either terrified and they know they're fucking caught and they know that they've got to step in line or they might that's their only chance to not get held accountable. Or two, they have a backup plan to do something terrible to Trump. Now remember, these people fucking tried to kill Trump.
Twice.
Okay. So to try and, you know, assassinate Trump between now and inauguration is not out of line. And a very high likelihood, in my opinion, is what I've been saying, where they try to do something and blame it on Iran and get everybody to go pro-war towards Iran.
Well, I mean, here's something that people got to understand, too, is even just the process of certifying the election. One thing that's trending right now on social media, let's dive in on Jamie Raskin quickly. So there's this tweet. This is the original tweet that's going around, okay? The tweet reads, breaking, Jamie Raskin said, quote, "Let folks cast their votes for Trump if that's their choice, but mark my words, we won't be certifying the election. He might win, but we'll ensure he doesn't step foot in the Oval Office." Now, this is a tweet that's going around. So, you know, Jamie Raskin responded. This is just today when this is coming out.
Yeah.
Jamie Raskin responded on his Twitter account saying, "This fictional quote is 100% fabricated. It's one more lie in the stream of right-wing lies designed to undermine our election. Despite this actionable libel and all the disinformation, America is having a free and fair election, and Congress will certify the winner." And it's interesting. It's interesting because here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about the internet, bro. Nothing gets deleted. Nothing goes away. It will forever exist. It's immortal. And I got more than a tweet for you about this Jamie Raskin guy. Let's check in on him because here is a video of him speaking to a group of his fucking peggers. I don't believe this was like the Pegging Society of America or some shit. I don't know. Don't quote me. But let's check in what he had to say at this meeting.
Of the freedoms and equality of the American people, but the court is not going to save us. And so that means the only thing that really works is people in motion amending the Constitution. But again, it's necessary, but it's not sufficient because what can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, you know, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do.
I mean, look, dude, that's delusional talking. That's someone who's not aware where they stand in the hierarchy of things. You are out of touch, bro. You do not realize that the mass of the population is literally that will not happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, something to keep in mind, too, for a lot of people, just so you guys understand, this certification process. This was a big deal back in 2021, the J6 situation, right? The vice president, the sitting vice president, certifies the election with Congress. They act as the president of the Congress. So who's going to be certifying this election? It's Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Right. And now she's not the first vice president to have to certify her defeat. It's happened a bunch of other times in history. About 16 times in history has a sitting vice president had to certify their own defeat. Al Gore being the most recent back in 2001. So it's not uncommon, but there is enough time between now and then. And I don't know what they're going to do, man. But
well, she called him today, allegedly, and so
allegedly,
so did Biden. So I don't know.
Yeah, guys, tell us what you guys think down in the comments. Let us know.
The fact that they're calling them and saying, "Hey, let's do this civil and shit," that's so out of character for them. It makes me think they have another plan.
Well, I mean, even just the fact that, like, in the delay, like, I mean, again, like, we knew last night, 1, 2 in the morning, that it was okay. Like, yeah, when Trump went up to speak.
Dude, if you went and watched MSNBC or CNN during that time, they were saying that Trump preemptively, like, called the election.
Right. Right. Even though everybody else had already called it. Yeah. But, like, typically, man, like, there's a phone call that happens, where you could just concede peacefully. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen. Like, so, I mean, even that's out of character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, dude, it's weird, man. It's interesting times. I would just, like, my message, my advice is, I think while this does feel good, it's definitely a win, or at least it appears to be on surface. And it's fucking great. Real work went in. People fucking voted. It's fucking amazing. We still got a lot of time to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot can happen. A lot has happened in the last 30 days. We got 3 more months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, they were calling us Hitler fucking 3 days ago.
That's what I'm saying. That shit doesn't that doesn't just go away.
No.
So it'll be interesting, man. Guys,
Kamala Harris was in front of the fucking Capitol or the White House the other day, like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Calling all of us Hitler. Calling us Nazis. Joe Biden calling us garbage. That was fucking 2-3 days ago.
Yeah. So, I mean,
the problem with the Republican Party, bro, and center and right people, it always has been the same problem. It's that they take the high road. They want to be left alone, and they have this live and let live mentality, which is very noble and genuine in the way it should be, but it leaves them open to subversion and to attacks, because when you go up against vicious people and you think that they're not going to do things because you have a certain integrity or you have a certain character, and so you don't remove the possibility of them harming you, you're unintentionally harming yourself and your family and your society and your culture. This would be no different than like you walking up to a fucking starving male lion and being like, "Oh, he's so cute. He's nice. He's not going to eat me."
Because your house cat won't eat you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going to eat him.
Right.
I'm not going to attack this lion, so he's not going to attack me. And then what happens? The lion fucking kills you. And this is what has happened over and over and over again to the conservatives and the moderates and the people on the right, and really just common sense Americans, is they, which by the way is a noble thing. They say, like, they want to be friends. They want to be good neighbors. They want to work together in unification. But then there's this sect of people who are on the very far left who are not Democrats. They hide amongst the Democrats. They are communists who will burn you the fuck down the first chance they get. And so we need to understand what we are dealing with, who's on the list, and those people have to be held accountable by this new administration, or we're going to be dealing with the same thing again, and it's going to be worse because these people are smart, they're well-funded, and they're super vicious, and they're relentless. All right? So before you go and say, "Oh, let's just live and let live and forget," remember what happens when you do that, because it's historically not good.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's get to our third and final headline. I want to talk about some projections, your thoughts on what should be the next steps from Trump. So let's get into our third and final headline. Headline number 3. So there's been some interesting people that have been calling Trump outside of outside of the United States, Zelensky, he's rushed to congratulate Trump, plugs victory plan and bipartisan support. So Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky beat most world leaders to offer his congratulations to Donald Trump, using his message to apparently express hope that things will continue unchanged between Ukraine and the United States of America. Hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, he's made some calls. They're already talking about how Trump's victory, this is a CNN article, the headline reads, Trump's victory could mean U.S. withdraws support for Ukraine in war with Russia, as it fucking should. This article dives into it, saying Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Zyrskyi said in a statement on Telegram on Saturday that the situation on the front line, quote, remains difficult and that certain areas, quote, require constant renewal of resources of Ukrainian units. Meanwhile, Russia is understood to be bolstering its manpower with North Korean forces. As many as 10,000 North Korean troops are in Russia's Kursk region and are expected to enter combat against Ukraine in the coming days, U.S. officials have warned. Now, Trump's said multiple times that he could have that war over day one.
Yeah. He's friends with Putin.
What do you think? What do you think is the plan there? Like, what is the...
Okay, I'll tell you who it is.
Yeah.
All right. The media, the Democrats, I'm not talking about the average human Democrat. Listen, I want to clarify something because I don't want people to think I'm talking about my neighbors or my fucking dude down the street who might think differently than me. Mm-hmm. I actually believe that almost all of those people are really good people. And I actually think that the people who fall for these people, the reason they fall for them is because their heart's a little bit bigger than their head. Mm-hmm. Okay, so...
in their wallets, apparently.
Huh?
In their wallets.
Well, look, I'm just saying, idealism, the reason this show is called Real AF, okay, it's Real American Freedom. Everybody thinks it's real Andy Frisella. That's not what the fuck it is. But it's the show for the realist, all right? The opposite of realist is idealist, okay? Idealistic people have big hearts and they have trouble thinking, almost like that lady who said I was leading with my heart, not with my head, mm-hmm. Which is really good. It's a good way to live, okay? But when you make decisions like that, you become very vulnerable to lies because you trust people because you're a good person. And then people come to you and they say, don't you want to be a good person? And you're like, yeah, right? And then these people go with it. So when I'm talking about Democrats, that's actually what I think about Democrats. And I think centrists and people on the right, I think they're less idealism and more realist at this point in time, where things stand today. You have to make decisions from a realist perspective. What things are, not what you want things to be or what they should be. And if you make decisions based upon what things are, you make effective decisions. If you make decisions around what you want things to be or the way you think things should be, you make bad decisions all the time. All right? And that's a lot of what happens here. So the media, my point in saying all this is that the media has lied to people about Vladimir Putin for a long fucking time because it benefits them. The upper echelon elite Democrat, quote unquote elite Democrat officials who are mostly communist,
right,
have lied about Vladimir Putin because it benefits them. Trump and Putin would be like me calling one of my other guys that I know that owns another like I know all the guys that own the companies that we compete with. Mm-hmm. I know them all. I got them all on my cell phone. In fact, we all text each other and we talk shit and we have a good time. We like it's not really this bad thing. Like, yeah, we're competing, but we're still cool. Okay. So this would be no different than me calling up one of those dudes who I've known for years and years and years, who I have mutual respect for because they've done something that I've done as well. And I respect that because I know how hard it is and he knows how hard it is. So we have mutual respect. So I call him up on the phone. I say, hey, let's stop doing this, bro. Like, this is fucked up. Your guys are getting killed. My guys are getting killed. It's costing me money. It's costing you money. Let's stop doing this shit. Okay? That's how this works. So Trump's going to pick up the fucking phone. He's going to call Putin. He's gonna say, "Hey, Vladdy, Daddy's home." All right, no more of this bullshit. And Vlad's gonna say, "God, thank you. These people are insane. How did you even do that?" And dude, and then they're gonna start working together. That's what's gonna happen.
Dude, I think,
and then the media is gonna be like, "Look, he's with Putin,
friends with Putin."
Yeah, but they've been lying about that dude the whole time. You guys got to be smart.
Right?
How many speeches do they allow you? Listen, this goes for any historical figure, by the way. If they won't let you watch their speeches, you should probably go try to watch their speeches because there's a reason that they won't let you watch them. If they were as bad as they said they would, wouldn't they let you see them?
You would
think. If the boogeyman is really that bad, I'll fucking show him to you so you know not to go over there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Dude, I think, the more that this Ukraine shit has been drawn out, I'm starting to rethink the Putin's perspective. And I think the whole reason that, he has allowed this stuff to go on. We actually talked about this a little bit with Zoltan when he was here.
Yeah.
That, Russia's making $500 million every month that this war goes on.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like they're making money off of this war, right? And I think it was actually on Putin's end, and this is speculation, I don't know, but what I like to believe is that Putin is a very principled man.
Yeah.
And his whole goal was to just expose this for the American people because people tend to forget the only reason America has any type of attachments to Ukraine is solely because of the Biden family situation.
That's right.
With Ukraine.
Burisma and all that shit that they did.
We have no ties. Yeah. They're not our allies. They're not in NATO. They're not, we have zero interest. Biden had interest.
Yes.
That's the only reason we're sending $1 to fucking Ukraine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I believe now, I feel like Putin is more of just a principle thing. I'm going to drag this out so that way the American people in the world
can see
this.
It's possible.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what makes sense to me, man.
It's possible.
So
I mean, how many people knew that NATO was encroaching on the border to Russia? Right. How many people knew that there was a ton of biolabs in Ukraine?
Right.
How many people knew that before this?
Right.
How many people knew that there was a bunch of real Nazis in Ukraine?
Yeah. I mean, because we're talking about
that were genociding Russians. Okay.
We're talking about a top 3 world military power.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to, bro, they could just fucking squash Ukraine. It's
they could have done it a long time ago.
A long time.
They could have done it in a couple days.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this shit's been going on for over a year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's the only thing that makes sense to me at this point, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a fair, good perspective and observation.
Yeah. So, I hope this shit.
We don't know.
I don't know.
A speculative show. That's
I'm not friends with Putin.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying? I would be.
You can deduce things through observation. I think that's a really good observation, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's highly possible. Those guys are friends. They're not fucking. Look, dude.
They're not friends because they're buddy-buddy. It's what
there's respect.
It's all that matters, bro.
Yes.
And Putin does not fucking respect Biden, period. And he doesn't respect Biden because he knows Biden's selling out his fucking country for for Ukraine.
I agree with that. But I do think that Putin has respect for the American people.
I would agree with that.
I actually think he's shown massive restraint over the last few years because he knows what's actually been happening. And I think he believes, and I think it'll come out that he believes, and I actually think it'll come out that it's 100% true, that there was a coup in 2020, and he understands that we were running with a rogue government and a bunch of fishy shit, and he didn't want to fucking kill a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah, because the shit was happening in his own backyard, bro.
I know, dude.
So,
no, he saw it in Ukraine. They did the same shit in Ukraine.
That's what I'm saying.
In 2014.
It was a color revolution there. You know what I'm saying? The shit was happening in his own backyard. It's too close to home.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things. It's even just on the bottom, Americans, we have this idea that the shit won't affect us until it's affecting us.
Yeah.
And I think Russia just took more of a proactive approach to it. No, I see this shit it's right down, it's next door, bro. I got to deal with this.
Well, it's highly possible that you're correct.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
I hadn't thought about it like that. At least I don't know, but it goes along with the observations that I've had. Every speech I've ever watched of Vladimir Putin, and I try to watch them all, not because I'm some Putin fan, but I'm trying to know the truth.
Yeah.
And I have not seen any aggressive speeches from him that make him appear to be at the people that the way they describe him.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. We got to watch that. So that'd be interesting. Let's get your take on another situation that's happening outside the United States that also is. I mean, I'm sure it's on Trump's top 5 priorities right now. The Middle East. Thought this was interesting. Other people that have called Trump, or at least put out public statements. Hamas in Palestine. Hamas's Fox News article reads: Hamas reacts to Trump victory, says he must work seriously to stop the war in Gaza. So the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas said Wednesday that the incoming administration of presidential election winner Donald Trump must, quote, work seriously to stop the war in the Gaza Strip. The declaration comes after a report emerged claiming Trump asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to wrap up the conflict by the time he gets inaugurated on January 20th, if he had won the election. Trump ultimately prevailed over Vice President Kamala Harris, obviously. So it's interesting. So you got Hamas now coming out saying, yeah, all right, Trump, let's wrap this shit up. Interesting enough, at the same time, they also celebrate the Trump win by firing more rockets into Israel. So, I mean, you got that. But something that I thought was very, very interesting, let's go to the other side of that coin. Israeli government celebrates Trump election triumph. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his supporters celebrated Donald Trump's election as president, hailing what a leader of the Israeli settler movement called an ally who would support them unconditionally. Congratulating Republican Trump, Netanyahu said the former president had made, quote, history's greatest comeback. He says, quote, your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America, he said in the statement, which was echoed by the leaders of the hard-right nationalist religious parties that are in his coalition. Now, it wasn't even just the statement that was made by Netanyahu that I thought
the hard right. They're still doing this shit.
It's weird. But there was some,
is there a regular right?
I hope so.
I'm just saying,
it should be.
Isn't it all alt-right, hard right, far right?
Yeah.
Is there a normal right? You know what I'm saying?
We're just right.
Yeah.
You know. But let's go to the streets of Israel because there's been billboards now that are put up all across Israel, and they look like this.
Congratulations, Trump. Make Israel great. How about make America great? How about Israel, you worry about yourself? How about that? You stir shit with everybody. Okay?
And they get mad
I'll be
when they
real,
do
bro.
something
They're
about
like
it.
the little brother or the little friend you have. I used to have this buddy. I did. I'm still buddies with him. And the motherfucker used to get in a fight with everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like the big guy. And I had to get in fights all the time because of this motherfucker. Okay? I love the guy.
And I'll fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bro, learn how to fight your own fights. Okay? And if you don't want problems, stop making problems. That's what I see when I see Israel, dude.
Yeah. How do you think Trump handles this
I don't
situation
know.
there?
I don't know. But if he stays true to his word and he stays true about getting America back on track, he'll eliminate any sort of foreign influence in our government whatsoever. Doesn't matter if it's Russia, doesn't matter if it's China, doesn't matter if it's Israel, doesn't matter. We should not have any government officials who have dual citizenship or take money from any other country on earth, period. If you are serious about making America great again, and you are serious about America first, you will do those things. You will remove all foreign influence from our government, including Israel, from the United States government. And if you're not serious, you won't. That's it.
No.
And that's what we'll see. And that goes for any country.
Yeah.
That goes for any country. We should have zero foreign interest affecting our government, either in terms of kickbacks, bribes, backdoor deals, dual citizenship, any of this shit shouldn't be allowed.
Well, because if we can make the same statement that the only reason there's no allegiance that the United States has to Ukraine, yet we're sending billions of dollars and supporting them and making decisions that affect Americans to better that country, we should be able to have that conversation about any country, regardless of what that country is.
No shit.
Period. It's a very simple conversation to have.
Well, no shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why we can't. Why can't we? We can. See, this whole thing.
We have to.
No, listen, dude. We have to move on from cancel culture, political correctness, silent majority, all of these things that are cultural weapons. Like when you say you can't talk about that, like I'm talking to the listeners, when you guys say, oh, I can't say that, you're self-censoring. That's what political correctness is designed to do, to get you to self-censor. That's what cancel culture is designed to do, to get you to self-censor. If you realize that these things are fucking culturally dead, which they are the minute you say they are. The minute that you're able to say, hey, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is what I think, and I have a right to think it. The minute you can do that, their little operations, their games are done. And culturally, their games are being rejected. So, all of you who agree, every single one of you who agree that we should not have any foreign influence, whether it be Russian, Chinese, Mexican, fucking Israeli, in our government, say so. Because that's the truth. We don't have dual citizens in everybody else's countries. We're not fucking...
In their politics.
They don't know, bro.
Right.
They don't let that shit fly. We're the only ones that let that shit fly. Let's stop that shit. If we're America first, let's be America first. Let's not be America first, except.
Yeah.
The Israeli government uses anti-Semitism as a weapon against Americans to speak out against us. This has nothing against Jews. This is about the country of Israel and the people who lead it. Well, most of which aren't even Semitic people. Okay, so how the is this anti-Semitic to say Israel shouldn't have influence in our country? It's not.
No country should have influence in
exactly.
our country.
So don't fall for that shit. It's bullshit.
Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. Again, you got a lot to watch out here. So make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled out for all of that good stuff.
Is that it?
That's it, man. We got thumbs up. I think you might like this one.
Yeah.
Our final segment, guys, thumbs up or dumb as fuck. We bring a headline in, we talk about it, and we give it one of those two options. Now, you mentioned an interesting animal the other day, and it's funny because now there's some talk of the town about it. Not the squirrel.
The raccoon?
Not the raccoon. Little hippo.
Oh, Modang?
Modang.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, there's a problem.
What happened?
There's another Modang. Two adorable pygmy hippos pitted against each other in cuteness contest.
Everybody's always got to steal the spotlight, bro. Can't just let someone be. There's always got to be the original and then the fake version.
There's a first place.
Yeah, and then there's
everybody else.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Modang is the cutest. I don't have to look. Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
So the Edinburgh Zoo launched a cuteness contest between haggis.
Okay, it's over. You named it a terrible name. Haggis. Haggis. What sounds cooler, haggis or Modang?
Modang. Yeah.
I'm taking Modang. Would you rather have have a haggis pie or a Modang pie?
I want the Modang pie.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It sounds way better.
Meow meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haggis sounds like sheep intestines and
sounds like fucking hair in your throat.
Yeah, it sounds like shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not surprised you like it.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You
don't discriminate.
Yeah. Well, no, I like good food.
I'm aware.
And it's good.
We're all aware.
Yeah.
Modang Hoodang.
Modang is a new against the pygmy hippo. Modang, the adorable mini hippopotamus that became a viral sensation at a Thailand zoo this summer. So in a tweet, they said, Modang Hoodang, the Scottish zoo playfully posted Monday on the social media platform Twitter as it introduced its infant hippo to the world. The smack talk pitted two critters with more in common than just being female calves of the same endangered species. They're also named for meat products that don't typically carry cute connotations. Haggis, the national dish.
Bro, I just said it.
You said it.
Holy shit, dude. I just said it. Haggis, the national dish of Scotland that is butt of many jokes, is made in a sheep's stomach filled with spice and diced innards.
Sounds disgusting. That sounds fucking terrible.
What the fuck? I just fucking said it.
Yeah. Well, Modang is a meatball that means bouncy pork in Thai.
That sounds better. Bouncy pork sounds better than sheep's stomach.
Yeah. Filled with fucking. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. So, and let's just see what all the hype's about. Okay, so this is Modang. This is Modang here.
Oh, look at that little baby.
เรื่องนี้เขาไม่อันนี้เขาไม่เกี่ยวกาด
Come
นะครับ
on. That looks like a little
ไม่
Charlie.
เกี่ยวกาดครับมันอึ้งเลยอ่ะ
That's
ลูกขาสิ
Mudang. Okay. Now here is baby haggis.
Oh. That looks like a baby mouse.
It looks like a little
Gerbil.
No. What's the bigger ones?
Guinea pig?
Guinea pigs. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like. They look like fucking guinea pigs. Yeah, that's haggis.
I mean, haggis is all right too, but
pygmy.
no moondang.
Or Mudang. Mudang still gets it.
I'm saying moondang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. That looks like Charlie, dude.
It does look like.
Doesn't it look like Charlie?
It does look like Charlie. Coming for the snacks.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mudang still gets the cake.
Moodang. Moodang, Hoodang.
Yeah.
Who do you think Moodang voted for?
Mudang voted for Trump, actually.
He did? They
did.
did with the cake thing.
With the cake. Yeah, it
see?
did.
Yeah.
It did. And Mudang got some heat, but, I mean, listen. Just goes to show
Moodang's a patriot.
that a hippopotamus has a higher IQ than some Americans.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Moodang's a realist.
Mudang, yeah. This one is, Mudang shares the show, too.
Yeah.
But, guys, Andy, that's all I got, man.
All right, guys. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.